What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Fight for Your Life. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Holidays are coming on strong, man. December started, here we are. We got the tree up. Can't wait. Last night was great, me and the wife and kids. It really put things in perspective, because not too long ago, on Christmas, I was at a bar. Or I was somewhere where people didn't care about me, didn't want me around. So now it's just great being around, and it's great living, you know? It's great having the real championships of life. Anyways, enough BS. I'm here today to talk about. Alright, I'm gonna scratch this. This is not gonna be professional. What we're talking about today is something from a wrestling fan, and I guess a man as a fan. I guess. When I was a kid, grew up, born in '86. I was a pro wrestling fan during the heyday. Well, what I call the heyday. I'm sorry, the heyday was '88. Anyways, '98, '97. I remember this guy, Diamond Dallas Page, right? This dude, I remember at first I never really connected with him. It was like a storyline with him losing millions of dollars and smoking like a crushed up cigar. And as a kid I was like, huh? But anyways, I get it now. Seeing this guy grow up, he changes though. The fans take him. He's the only one that doesn't join the NWO, right? And then I just remember him watching, I believe it was Starrcade '97. I know I will be corrected if I'm wrong. Actually, I had to do some research for this show. My wrestling fan knowledge, can't trust it anymore on the internet, But he beat Curt Hennig. DDP beat Curt Hennig for the United States Championship. And I remember as a little kid watching back and seeing this guy in jeans. I believe his ribs were taped up. If they weren't for that match, they were. He wrestled injured a lot, which I liked. He was an everyday guy. Anyways, retires, as wrestling goes. Don't really hear from him much, right? Well, my life went on. Things happen. I'm in a position where I need to rebuild, right? And I'm hearing about this DDP yoga. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I go on. But then I see wrestlers, guys that I looked up to, their lives are being saved by this. Alright. So I started thinking it was a cool product. Never looked into it myself. I was in a pretty real low spot in my life then. And, yeah, to say the least, I was in a low spot. And I was just looking for a way out. The only thing I could really do physically was not much physically, honestly. What I couldn't do with my shoulder, me just being in a depression, sitting in bed feeling bad for myself for 4 years, left my body pretty much useless. I had to walk with a cane for a few years because of a knee injury that was happening in an ATV accident years and years ago, just arthritis. Anyways, I wasn't moving, I wasn't mobile, I wasn't any of that. I watched the resurrection of Jake the Snake. And we'll start off there, I guess, for our main topic. What a movie. If you guys have never seen it, it's about Jake the Snake's struggle with alcohol and drugs. It also shows how DDP gets him. I don't like to give all the credit to DDP, but he deserves a lot. But how him and Jake grow together, I guess is the best way to put it. For me, I've watched it many times. I watched it recently doing research for this video, and it blew me away. As somebody who was denied going to rehab at one point in time because I did not have a criminal record, I love the Accountability Crib. What it can do, unbelievable. It's a perfect mix of program and being held accountable, because that's really what it is. That's what us as alcoholics or addicts or whatever, we don't know accountability. We don't hold ourselves accountable. Sorry, that's just what it is. It's not till you get that shit out. I don't mean drugs or substance thing ever. I'm not that person. I don't call people drug addicts or drunks. Personally, that's, I'm a drunk. I know that. I can't drink. But that's cool. I'm allergic to this shit. I drink it, I break out in handcuffs. Okay, you live on. Do people that are allergic to peanuts avoid football games? No, you just don't eat the freaking peanuts. Anyways, going on. Very inspirational video. What I like from that is the understanding that DDP has for Jake and his situation. Unless you're an alcoholic, which I know he is not, it's hard for someone to be that understanding. I couldn't be that understanding. Like when they got in the car and after he picked Jake up from the airport. Boy. Anyways, I did learn about DDP yoga in that. I got my hands on some. What was weird, within a week of just doing different stuff, or typical stuff, what you see on YouTube, I guess is the best way. I feel like I should be standing here in a DDP yoga shirt. Anyway, that's how my Christmas looks. Moving forward, started to get I started to see some curvature, you know. My water pistols were becoming cap guns. It was great. I was able to get up and move, and that was and the whole nice thing about it was I was not athletic when I was a kid. I was a little overweight for a while and then really skinny for a while. Like I went from beanpole to a bigger guy to what you see now where I battle gain weight. Ooh, I look dehydrated anyways. That's good. Go hydrate after this, everybody. Hydrating is very important. You know what? It's something that we don't do enough. Anyways, getting back to DDP. The workout was great. The dynamic resistance, amazing. And once watching it, he didn't make me feel bad. I didn't feel bullied. I felt like a beginner. And I mean that in a good way. I felt like he's like, hey, it's alright, you can do this. I've never had that way working out before. I've always felt bullied, whatever. Because I've never had, look at me. I've never had that big guns. This is the biggest I've had recently, and actually I gotta tell myself I haven't been working out the past few weeks. My wife and I have been taking it a little easy with the holidays, but we'll be back at it. Yeah, not a good time to do this show when I'm looking like this. But anyways, about the DDP yoga shirt, standing here, we look a little different right now, but I love the guy. It's like, okay, it worked. I do a thing on YouTube or Twitter. He retweets it. Whoa. Wow. Okay. That 10-year-old fan, wrestling fan, was just flipping out like, oh my gosh, DDP just got it. And then, I'll tell you what's great. We talked through DM a few times, and guys, this guy isn't like us. This guy treated me, I don't know. I look at him as a friend, honestly. I know it's weird, we only had a few DMs, but that's how cool this guy is. He actually cares about you. You're not a price tag to him. You are not. He cares how everyone's doing. Because you're his fans, and he realizes that. And then I started doing research. This shit got weird. I started finding some similarities, and some of them, well, like, for example, I read, this is Wikipedia, that when his parents split when he was young, his siblings went and lived with the mother, and he lived with his father and grandmother. Could be wrong, but if that's true, that is eerily similar to my situation. My parents split. I was about 3 years old. My mom went, she took my two half-sisters. I was my dad's only, and I was raised on a 7th-generation farm by him and my grandma. That connection, knowing that, people will be like, all right, what's different about that? He knows what I mean. When you're raised by a dad and a grandma, you take things a little differently. You look at things a little differently. You know more about the past. You know more about yourself. You learn more about who you are. It's a whole different life, and it's something I relate to. And the positivity. This guy is always positive. And there were years when he used to annoy me. Because guys, I went through this shit where I was the biggest pessimist you ever met. Life had screwed me over, I'd fucked things up. Sorry, I wasn't going to say drop the F-bomb, let's go well. And what I like about him, GP, is he says the same things I try to tell myself. But as we all know, sometimes you get into those mindsets where you don't want to be positive of yourself. Well, that's where DDP comes in. Right? Whether it's watching his yoga or reading his new book, Positively Unstoppable. I've not read it yet, but I've read up on it, and dude, nothing this guy is going to tell you is bad. Like, you get it. This book, I can guarantee with DDP and what you're knowing, this is going to help you build your dreams, fight for your future, and fight for your goals. Okay, it's funny, you have a idea for an episode and what you were going to do, and it normally never turns out that way. And that's kind of how I'm feeling now, but it's been a pleasure doing this episode for you guys. I really got to do some inner soul searching while doing this, and I tell people, fight for your life. It's not just me talking shit. It's really not. I'm out here with you guys, and I'm feeling the feelings that it takes to film this stuff. But going back, and this is a perfect example of what I learned from DDP. I got to go back in my mind, just some stuff when I was doing research, rang some bells. You know, and that stuff I put on the show, probably not stuff that I put out on here, but you know, feelings, memories. I was able to look back from that memory, but I never looked back at this time, and get the good from it. And now I look at it and it's completely different. And this is just a 24-hour change of a 30-year problem. The dude works positively. Positivity works. We don't understand that a lot. How can we just be nice help the world? Well, I'm gonna leave you on with something to think about. What do you have to lose by not being nice? Do you like it when people are nice to you? I know I do. That's why when I see somebody, like especially this time of year, it's happy holidays. Just let's do that, all right? But today, that's the thing. We're gonna see people. We're gonna say happy holidays, or say how you're doing. If you don't want to get into political BS, which I understand, nobody wants to get involved in that anymore. Jeez. Just be nice. Say hi. All right. So, anyways, guys, go check it out. DDPY at RealDDP on Twitter. Check out his book, Positively Unstoppable. You got this, guys. See you in a bit for another episode. See ya.